So today I thought I would combine the two things that, well, one thing that I'm loving right now and the second thing that my channel is based on, which is tarot. So I'm loving fountain pens and fountain pen inks. And then of course we have tarot. So I thought I would do inks for spring and then pick out some decks for spring that I think will go with these inks, or just pick out decks for spring and see if there's an ink that can match them. So I'm going to do some ink swatching. And then in the second half of the video, I'm going to bring out the spring decks and see if we can find a match. If you're only here for the spring decks, that will be time stamped below, so you don't have to sit here and watch me swatch. I'm actually super nervous to do this because I spill things and I've had a rather stressful day, so I'm already kind of like shaky. But yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. I'm in my office desk, which doesn't have the best setup for filming, so there will probably be some wobbling and shaking, and for that I apologize. Let's talk about what I'm using. So I have my notebook here. This is where I do all of my swatches. This is Tomoe River paper. I have a blotting paper from penablers.ca, which is where most of these inks are from. I have a glass dip pen. This is a Tiramisu guitar glass dip pen with sparkles on it. I have a ginormous jug of water. I have a pipette, and I have a very absorbent piece of paper towel, which everything is sitting on over here. So let's get started. I figured we would start with the lighter colors. I'm trying to think of how this is going to work for my jar of water. I don't want to muddy up my jar of water too much. So we'll start with greens. The first one I'm going to do is Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. Now, some of these I have inked up in pens, so bonus, because we'll get to see how they perform in pens, because they are inks for spring and I have been using them. So I don't know how editing this is going to go either, because I feel like this might be rather boring. So we have Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. I can see my camera shaking. So this one I do have inked up in a pen at the moment. It is in a TWSBI medium. Yes, my medium. So let's just add that down here. Because sometimes I find the glass dip pens showcase the ink so much better than when it's in a actual pen. So the reason I chose Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters is you can see it's green, but it also chroma shades to a pink, green and pink for spring. Love that. And along with, well, I don't have this one inked in a pen, so let's just see. I think it's quite similar. Like, I think it has pink chroma shading. I could be wrong. It's a little bit darker. This is, I should probably tell you what it is. Sailor Emamoyoi, I think is how you say it. Is it a Sailor? I don't know if it's like Monyo. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. A-M-A-M-O-Y-O-I. Oh, I can see some pink coming through. There's a lot of ink in there. I do not have this one inked up in a pen at the moment. I think I tried and it just didn't, I think I tried it in a nib that was too small. So it didn't really work out, but we'll see how that one dries. It's like the same, just darker than the Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. Okay, now we're gonna go with green, and this is Iroshizuku Chikurin. So most of my samples are from Penablers, which is a Canadian company. Come on, lid. Out of St. Catharines-ish, I believe, I want to say. I have not inked this color up, so I have no idea what we're gonna do here. I don't think this one has any shading. Could be wrong, but I don't think it does. I can never spell Iroshizuku either. Turns out it is exactly how it sounds. I'm on a funny angle because I'm trying to avoid my tripod. This is a perfect green for spring. I am loving this one. Don't seem to see any shading. We will take a look at these when they're dry. I'll have to let them dry when I bring the decks in. So that's it for the greens. Now we'll do our singular blue, which is Wearing Goals Pandora's Box. This was a April Fool's Day limited release, and it came in a big bottle. It's called Hope, but only 10, I don't know if you can see it, 10 milliliters. I do have this one inked up, so we will get to see how this one behaves in a pen. This one I chose because I think it's the perfect blue to emulate the sky and rain. Sadly, so much rain. I love the story behind this limited release, obviously after the Greek myth of Pandora. And their very intentional decision to only put 10 milliliters in here. Very cool. So the pen, I have another TWSBI Eco, and I think this is a medium as well. Yes. So you can see it's a lot lighter when it's used in a pen. And that's why I like having a pen as a sample instead of just the glass dip pen, because it's so much more saturated. I have made the mistake of inking up a fine nib because it looks like it can handle it. But but it just, the glass dip pens just deposit so much more. Okay, we have a couple purple. Let's do, is this our only shimmer? Nope, it's not. Okay, so we have Wearing Gold yet again, a dream within a dream, and we have gold shimmer on this one. So let's agitate that a bit. This one, I absolutely made the mistake of inking in a fine nib, and you couldn't even read it. Brutal. I always feel so, I hate it when I do that because I don't want to waste the ink. So I try to stick with it as long as I can. Or I've seen other people paint with them. They get all the ink out of the pen and they paint. And I think that's a really good idea. Let's keep this one small so it can be nice and saturated. I think this one is obvious why I chose it. I think it is a really good purple for spring. Yeah, it's a nice light purple. And of course the shimmer adds a little bit of fun, but I do think it has to be in a broad or medium. I'm glad I only have a sample. Oh, I'm trying, I have decks that I have rehomed that would be perfect for that ink. All right, next is Diamine Lady Grey. This one is a new arrival. I got the honkin' bottle of it. This one I love for spring because it's a combination of that pretty purple and blue. So we've got a lovely spring color with some cloudy, murky, also spring colors. Very, very deep with our descriptions here. Like, it's not like a fall cloudy. It's like a spring cloudy. Okay, it doesn't look like it right now, but I promise. I don't have this one inked up, but I want to so badly because I think we are kind of getting to that point where summer colors will be coming out soon, I hope. And I don't want its time to shine to pass. So Diamine Lady Grey. Oh, you can see some blue coming out in A Dream Within a Dream. And for our last 2-4, it's gonna be pinks. It's gonna be pinks. Let's do the lightest one. We have Wearing Gold's White Rabbit. I do have this one inked up, I believe. Yes, not me having a brain fart. This one, this is one of those ones that I love in the swatch. Writing with it is a bit different. And I think that that's a huge lesson for me. That's been a huge lesson for me when it comes to buying inks. Don't look at the swatch. Look at the writing sample because that is where you're gonna see the most accurate depiction. And preferably not a writing sample with a glass dip pen, or like people use the Kakimori dip pen a lot. That one puts down a lot of ink. So where's my TWSBI? This is my eggplant and my first and only broad nib. So you can see the difference in lightness with the actual pen. And this is a broad nib. That's wild. Who are we doing next? Let's do, I'm trying to go by brightness here. Wearing Girls Purgatorio. It's so fun to be sitting here doing this and mentally thinking of the decks I have that will perhaps match some of these. It hasn't happened for everyone. Whoa, look at that Sailor Amamoyoi. It's doing some weird stuff over there. So this is like a dusty pinky brown color, which I think is perfect for spring. How many wearing goals do we have on here? I think I went through a wearing goal phase. Oh my God, so pretty. I think that would be, I think you could get away with that in the fall as well. That's wild. I'll have to check my other swatch for it. I don't remember it coming out like that. And last two. We're gonna do Monteverde Rose Pink. I hate this ink. And I'm so glad I have an entire bottle of it. Yay. Yeah, this was not a smart purchase for me. I thought it would be more of a dusty rose color. She's not. Not at all. Straight up like bubblegum hot pink. I would not call this rose pink. I had this inked up for the week of Valentine's Day and hated it. It also feathered in my Hobonichi, which is like wild to me. It doesn't look like it's feathering here, which is the same paper. It's Tamui River paper, but I don't know. Maybe I'll paint with it. Paint something obnoxiously pink. Our last one. This is inked up in a pen at the moment. It is not Wearing Ghoul. Yay! We have a Ferris wheel press current crumble pie. I forgot I had this. I was really upset that that was the only like true pink that I had. And then I remembered that I had this one. This one I think you could get away with many times throughout the year. It's looking very red. And the pen that I have this currently inked in is a medium nib. Ooh, lots of shimmer in that sample. It is my new-ish Kaweco Sport in the Lunar Green, I think it's called. I did not originally think this was going to be a good pairing, but certain shifts of this pen, it is like a pinky red tone. So yeah. So you can see, again, the difference in the color when it's in a pen. So our lighting here is not ideal because I wanted natural lighting, but let's turn on a lamp. I know they're still wet. We're gonna come back when they're dry with my decks, but this is what we have going on here. Oh, that's such like a blue jean blue, like perfect. So I think our only, oh, this one's even doing some weird chroma shading that I don't think I've seen it do before. Wait till you see the White Rabbit. This one has some bluey lavender chroma shading happening. Yeah, we'll come back when everything is dry and then we will compare some decks. And we're back. I got to do my laundry while I waited for everything to dry, so one thing off my list today. And I did kind of take a peek at that last clip and it is so wobbly. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to do better, but here is everything dry. So that Sailor Moyoi, I still think it's pretty for spring, maybe more of a fall, but I'll show you how it looks in my Hobonichi. It looks very different in my Hobonichi. That wearing goal, oh my gosh, it's so, that wearing goal, I realize there's a lot. And then Diamine Lady Gray, yes, so much yes. Wearing goal White Rabbit, also yes. Purgatorio, it's got some interesting shading happening. Kind of like some yellow coming out. Whoa, yeah, ugh. And then look at all that shimmer in the current crumble. Did any come out in my, no, it works really well in my Hobonichi, yeah, my Hobonichi weeks. The sparkle comes out in my Hobonichi weeks, but I found that a lot of notebooks, it's not even working on some of them. But I have artificial lighting, as you can see. The natural light just isn't hitting right. So I have more decks than ink. Oh, I thought I'd show you. That's Moyoi on my Hobonichi. So it's way more green on the Hobonichi, which is why I chose it, but that's okay. So way more decks than inks to get through. So we're gonna get started, no particular order. It's gonna be a mishmash of tarot and oracle. We're not doing anything in any crazy kind of order. First one is Saint Soleil Beginner's Tarot. Right off the bat, ooh, Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters goes with the back. I actually thought Purgatorio would go really well, but let's flip them over and take a peek. So right off the bat, we have a dark card, not really very springy. Let's get to a nice pastel-y spring card, and then we will start comparing. Ooh, that's a good one with Purgatorio. Even Sailor Moyoi is good with that one. This is a favorite deck of mine. It just stays out on my nightstand. I'm actually really liking Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters with this deck. Let's put it on the right side so you can see it. It's actually looking really nice with that. Oh, here's a card that will go really well with Wearing Goal's Hope. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I did not expect that. I expected Wearing Goal Purgatorio. White Rabbit is maybe a little too pink. I actually don't know if I'll have anything that'll go with that pink. Wow, interesting. That's a good one with Diamond Lady Gray. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm shocked by which ink matches this deck. So I'm gonna say Lost Love Letters by Van Diemen's goes really well. Next, another one that stays open on my nightside stand is the Crystal Sound Healing Oracle. So with the backs, oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm not really... So the backs are kind of the Lady Gray. Ooh. I feel like there's a lot that can go with this deck. What? Van Diemen's, everything loves Van Diemen's. Oh, here's a perfect one for Wearingle's Hope. Like, that's crazy. That one goes with the Chikurin. Also Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. This is a good one for Purgatorio. That's like perfect for Purgatorio. I'm trying not to shake the camera as much. I don't think it's going well. Another good one with Chikurin and Lost Love Letters. Ooh, finally a Dream Within a Dream Wearingle. That one looks really good. I think this deck can work with all of these. Wow. Yep. So this deck, I don't normally use it with the book. Ooh, finally a Amamoyoi that seems to work. I just kind of read the keywords on the card and play the sound. Oh yay, Monteverde, Rose Pink. Wearingle, Dream Within a Dream. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's like the same thing that's happening right there. Yeah, I just kind of play the card or play the QR code on my phone and listen to the sound before bed. Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters again. I feel like this deck just has so many colors that it will go with anything. Oh, wow, okay, we have to do this. The Chikurin. Perfect. So this is a nice one. I don't only use it in spring. Like I said, it stays on my nightstand just like Saint Soleil. And I play it before bed. Another great one for spring, the Green Witch Oracle. This one has been used. The backs, I don't think, nothing perfect. Whoa, right off the bat. Iroshizuku Chikurin seems to be winning out for this one. Yeah, I really like the Iroshizuku Chikurin. Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters also works. What a surprise. Oh, Monteverde. I think that Monteverde is just, wow. I don't know how I'm going to use that. The Chikurin though, hands down. There's green in every single card. So, and it's the Chikurin green. Come on. So I think that's a no-brainer for Green Witch Oracle. I always want to call it the Green Witch Oracle, but it's just Green Witch Oracle. Okay, this one I actually don't think anything's gonna go with it. We'll try though, we shall see. Gentle Tarot. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything based on the backs. Let's flip her over. Okay, right away. Yes. Waringall's Purgatorio, Diamine Lady Grey, even the Ferris Wheel Press Current Crumble Pie. Am I crazy, or does everything go with Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters? Chiku Rin. But because this one has all these borders, and these are quite saturated borders, whereas these colors, let's just do a little handful here. I think as a whole, the only one that really will go with all of them is Waringall's Hope. Oh, that's a good one with Amamoyoi. I'm shocked that that Lost Love Letters seems to be winning out for everything. I keep forgetting to be gentle with the desk because of my tripod. Sorry, friends. I know that's probably super annoying, especially if you have this sped up. It's probably making you feel motion sick. I'm so sorry. I have to get a floor tripod. So Gentle Tarot. This is another one that's really saturated. Modern Goddess Tarot, or Oracle, sorry. I don't know, maybe. Starting with the backs. I actually don't mind Diamine Lady Grey with it, but of course Waringall Hope. And A Dream Within a Dream. Yeah, Waringall Hope and A Dream Within a Dream. Even the Monteverde is good with this one. This is a more fiery color, but still has those blues and purples. Wow, that purple is perfect. Even the pink a little bit. I know that there is a lot of pink in this deck, so the Monteverde Rose Pink would work for this deck as well. But I think that Waringall, A Dream Within a Dream takes first place, and Hope would take second place, although the green is coming out. It's so funny when you put something next to a color, what pops out from an image. Yeah, Monteverde Rose Pink, it's going to be a contender. This is a fun deck for spring. I just love the colors for spring. I think that's why most of these have ended up in this list, as we shall see with my next pick. The Friends Tarot. This one I always talk about in my spring videos because it's very pastel-y. So our background, Monteverde Rose Pink, A Dream Within a Dream. It's perfect. Waringall Hope for that one. I think I'm going to stick with Waringall, A Dream Within a Dream for this one. Diamine Lady Grey isn't doing so bad, but then you get cards like this. But then this. Perfect. Even Purgatorio goes okay with that one. Yeah, A Dream Within a Dream for sure with the Friends Tarot. Not a big surprise there. Let's do the Idiosyncratic. I haven't opened this one in a while. This is obviously the mini. The backs give me winter for some reason. Okay, Chiku Rin right away. This one's perfect size for this. The Monteverde pink, rose pink goes with that one. Same with Diamond Lady Gray. Okay, a lot of them go with the king. Oh my gosh, is the rose pink gonna be the pick for this? Rose pink or Chiku Rin? Current Crumble Pie works. A lot work with this deck. This is more of a summer, like the turquoise blue is more of a summer color for me. This one is very summery as well, but of course, Chiku Rin. Maybe this deck is, like cards like this make me think of spring, but maybe this deck is more summery. Let's take a gander here. Oh, perfect. Also perfect. Perfect. Also perfect. I don't know. I feel like this could be spring or summer. I initially thought it would be good for spring, but I haven't looked at it in so long. What do we think? Is this a spring deck or is this a summer deck? Chiku Rin for sure, though, for the Idiosyncratic. Now let's do the next one right now because I feel like it might follow the same pattern. The Amethyst Oracle. These are by Jessica Bott. Ooh, so many. Those are perfect. Same with Lost Love Letters, again. Purgatorio looks good, but I think that's going to be a one-off. Wearingle Hope, Chiku Rin, A Dream Within a Dream. I think Chiku Rin is taking the cake. I didn't think I'd be able to match too many to the rose pink, but it actually turns out a lot of them match with the rose pink. So again, I don't know. Every time I'm like, oh, it's definitely a summer deck, and then I'll get a darker card and it's like, oh no, it can also be a winter deck. Oh, straight up winter card. Wow. I don't know if I'm going to use these two for spring or not. I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling them for spring. Robin Wood Tarot. This one has been in and out of purgatory in my collection for a long time. Oh God, I already know. This is going to have a clear winner. Okay, this not so much with anything, but I do have a blue ink like that, but that's more summer to me. Chiku Rin for sure. Even the Chiku Rin is quite the summer color. But I feel like I don't have a lot of bright inks on this palette. So it can't all be gloomy for spring. You gotta have some color. Oh, wow. This is totally a spring deck. Very Celtic. But also a lot of greenery, like can also definitely be used for summer. But the Celtic makes me think of spring for some reason. This deck I don't use as an oracle deck in the typical way. It's the Heavenly Bodies Astrology Oracle. But I think there's going to be quite a few inks that match this one. There's that Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. Ooh. The Emma Moyoy. Wow, this card matches a lot. I have to keep this in order, so we're flipping them back over. Oh my gosh, Emma Moyoy, or Lost Love Letters. What's happening? Even the Emma Moyoy. Yeah, there's a lot of inks that are going to go with this deck. The Lost Love Letters. I'm surprised at how many decks, wow, go with the Lost Love Letters. Lady Grey, Emma Moyoy. Even the ribbon, the text for Purgatorio and White Rabbit. Wow, I'm really glad that I have Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters inked up right now because it's really going with all of these. Most, not all. Lady Grey with that butterfly. Even the Emma Moyoy with the butterfly. Oh my gosh. This deck is great with all of these. Wow. Okay. But definitely a spring deck. The watercolors. The palette in general is just really good for spring, but again, I don't use this. You can see it's still in order. I use it as a study deck. Lost Love Letters. Of course, we have the Sistine Tarot. Lost Love Letters for sure. Whoa. Right off the bat, we have a red card. I actually think that Purgatorio is going really well with this one. The Lost Love Letters is working as well, but Purgatorio is just really jumping out at me. Yeah, for sure, Purgatorio. Also, Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. I'll just do this one. Diamond Lady Grey as well. I've kind of been looking at it out of the corner of my eye as we've been going through. And Wearing Gold's Hope. Sistine Tarot. And another great one for spring. It's the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Ooh. That's not fun, but I do think this side. Lost Love Letters. Not a whole lot going with that current crumble pie. The only one that I can really get behind is the Chiku Rin. God, even that rose pink. Wearing Gold Hope. And the Lost Love Letters. I can't remember if no, I don't have this one in order. Okay, The Dream Within a Dream as well. Oh, maybe I do have it. I do have it in order. Silly Goose. Let's get to another banner color. Lost Love Letters. Ooh. Emma Moyoy. Lady Grey. Lots working for that one. Current Crumble Pie works for that one. So another great spring selection. I am going to shuffle it up. I do want to work with this as a typical oracle. It's great to study with it, but I think I want to work with it as a regular old oracle for a little bit and just go off the keywords and what the combination of those alignments, those astrological alignments mean with that keyword. Next, we have the Tarot of Strange Branches. So this one, we've got some extra cards. This is insane. The backs of these, I actually thought they would go more with Waringall's Purgatorio. They do not, but this does. Ooh, the White Rabbit goes really well with that card as well. But this one for sure, Hope. Of course, Chikurin. This one might be a little bit more tricky. The pink in Emma Moyoy isn't coming out so much in the writing sample. So I think if I was journaling, although this one's okay. If I was journaling, the pink might not come out as much. I don't think I've inked up Emma Moyoy yet in a pen, so I don't know. Oh yeah, nudity warning. Sorry guys. It's illustrated nudity. Doesn't count. I'm thinking Waringall Hope is, yeah, that green and blue. Even the Lost Love Letters is working. But when you're talking about branches, you think trees, you think leaves, you think green. So I think I would stay away from the blue and go for a brown or a green, which is funny because this kind of looks both brown and green in the writing sample. So yeah, I'd want to ink that up and just see what that looks like, because it looks great there. Tarot of Strange Branches, it's the one I am working with right now for the month of April. The Secret Garden Oracle. Ooh, so many. Diamond Lady Gray for sure. So the fronts of these, or the backs, the fronts, are all pretty much the same. That Currant Crumble Pie really goes with the text color. Purgatorio really goes with the flowers. Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters really goes with the background. Sailor Emma Moyoy really goes with the branches. So this is a great one. I think there's a lot that are gonna match with this one. I really like that Lost Love Letters though. Yeah. And the Currant Crumble Pie. Great little deck for spring. I love working with these little rock pool decks. I have edged mine in a soft pink. Looks really nice on the side. Dead on, it's a little too much, but on the side, it looks really soft. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. Animals, spring. Let's see, let's just see. I mean, that's pretty basic, but I think Chiku Rin is gonna be the one that wins here. It just matches the watercolors the best, I think, even when there is no green in it. In the card itself, I just think the Chiku Rin matches the best. Wearingle Hope is not bad with this card. But yeah, Chiku Rin. And of course, animal deck for spring. It's their time to come back to us. Come back out, say hi. This is another one I was really excited for. Ooh, I already know. The Kantaji Oracle. Lost Love Letters. Wearingle Hope, especially in that middle section. Oh, but Lady Gray is perfect. This has a little bit of everything going on in it, that card. Wow, everything except the Monteverde and maybe the Currant Crumble Pie. Even the Dream Within a Dream is a little too purple. A little more muted is the way to go for this deck, but the Purgatorio and the White Rabbit are also working for this deck. That's like a straight up combination of those two. Wow. That's insane. Yeah, everything. Everything is going to work for this deck. Almost everything. Not so much the rose. That's insane. A Dream Within a Dream could work. Oh my gosh. That is basically the same. Wild. This is doing really well, which I knew it would. Okay. Kantaji Oracle, another animal deck, mostly animal deck. Animals, we've got trees, we have people, hands, birds, sun. This is wild. I know we already saw this, but this just messes me up. Okay. One more. We are on our last one. Not that you can hear me. Again, we have illustrated nudity. Ancient Greek. This is an independently published deck. Ooh, that looks so good. The Wearing Ghoul Hope looks really good with it. I'm going to try and pick and choose the cards I show. Again, I think there's a lot that can go with this one as well. The rose pink really goes with this one too. But I want to say that the Wearing Ghoul Hope, but they don't all have purple in them. Lady Grey. Purgatorio is perfect for this card. Wearing Ghoul Hope. Lady Grey is perfect for that one. I really like Hope and Lady Grey. They both look so good with this deck. Even Purgatorio is good for some cards. Not all cards, but some. That is my tummy. I am hungry. Yeah, Lady Grey. Lady Grey and Wearing Ghoul Hope. Oops, sorry, forgot about the nudity. Okay, that's it. That's all of my spring inks. Not all of them, but all the ones I wanted to showcase. And all the decks I picked out for spring. Sorry about the wobbly camera. Hopefully I'll be able to have a more sturdy tripod next time I film in here. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you.